All right, guys. So today I'm going to show you how to add the Octane bumper from Chassis Unlimited to a Chevy Colorado ZR2. Apologize for the thumb in the corner left side of my camera. It's only there for a couple seconds, but anyway, a few things you got to do um, to the truck is measure from the side and the front, and it's 3 3/8 on the side and 1 1/8 in the center. So you just make a mark on your bumper with a pen or a marker, and then you apply the tape. So here I already did that and I already cut it, but you get the idea. It's 3 3/8 on the side. Yep. And then in the center, it's 1 1/8 from the ridge to the bottom. And then again, 3 3/8 on the side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. Then you take a cutter like this Ryobi, or you can use a Dremel, and you just take your time and cut along that line, and it's pretty much cut and dry. Actually, it's pretty simple. Just don't go too deep. So here it is with it already cut, and I took out all the screws ahead of time, which I'll show you in a few seconds. Um, but it's pretty simple. So there's T15s right here on the bottom from where you're going to cut, and then there's a few underneath. So probably about six underneath. Really, really simple to find them. And that's pretty much it. You just cut it and it falls off. You're going to have to take off the skid plate too. That's the first thing you have to do. But you get the idea. Now, here's the second part. These little rivets that go to that plastic piece, there's three of them. That has to come off. So you're going to have to take some kind of pry tool and pop those rivets out. You get a chance, you'll see. It's not too hard, but I have big hands, so. All right, so here it is. I took off the piece, and now we have the crash bar in front. And you have to take out these bolts for the D-rings. Not too hard. I'm not sure what they were. I think they were 20 millimeter or 19 millimeter, but you just use a socket set. So there it is, all cut up, all cleaned out. You have to trim that little flap right there. You got to trim that. You can clean the edges, make it smooth. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure you try to get it as level as possible. So basically that's what's left. There's all the screws right there. The hex T15s. I think there's about 24 of them, I believe, from the sides, both sides and underneath. And then there's the bolts for the skid plate. Here's the two pieces that I cut, the bottom fascia of the bumper and then the plastic piece. Again, there's the three prong little pop rivets. There's three of them. It wasn't too bad, but it's pretty straight and dry. I mean, you read the instructions they give you and it's not bad. I'm just adding video for you guys to make it easier. There's the crash bar, which eventually comes off. At the time I made the video, I didn't know that, but yeah, you can clean up all that. All those brackets can come off. There's two brackets, and then that piece there you have to cut. You have to cut a little higher than that, but you get the idea. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Nothing too hard. I'm just showing you one more time what the front looks like without the crash bar now. I took the crash bar off. You're going to keep those bolts because you're going to need them again for those two holes and then the other two holes. So, and there's the D-rings. They were all removed. You're going to use those as well. They have ones for you. They're gold colored, so use those instead of the originals. But all in all, it was about maybe an hour. Not too bad. Now here's a picture of the winch in the bumper. That's the centerpiece of the bumper. It's installed. It gives you all the hardware that comes with it, with the winch. That's a 13,000 pound winch I've decided to put on there. You're going to have to remove the control box and put that in the engine bay. So again, pretty straightforward. The holes are real easy to match up. And then depending on what winch you get the that little bracket there that goes on the front of the bumper. But not bad. There it is, all completed. I have my 3-inch pod lights. They're made by Nilight from Amazon. They're actually pretty good. Never had a problem with them. But it's all wired up. And there's the bolts for the sides that have to go in for the wings. At least that's what I call them, wings. But there's 4 on each side. So you do that, you do your lights, and then you put your winch in, and basically it's ready to pop in. Don't mind the background with all my crap in it. I did this in my bedroom. But pretty much it's heavy. Just get somebody to help you. I put it on a dolly and rolled it out of my house to the front door. Then my buddy came over and we both put it on. So here's the control box. I wound up mounting that to the right side of my engine bay. The brackets from the control box I repurposed, flipped them over, drilled some holes, tapped it in the box, and that thing's pretty darn tight. It's not moving. And then I'm going to take these wires and run them down the side by the radiator. I'll show you the hole in a second. Yep, down in there. You're going to zip tie them all together and run them down right to the winch. But it's really simple, pretty straightforward. And that's it.